Hi, this is Vanessa at Take a Bow. You can also find me at Bows by Me Too on Etsy. Today I'm going to show you guys how to create this super cute pinwheel style hair bow for girls. I thought it would be really fun to do an Easter theme printed one since we're getting super close to Easter. Okay, I'm going to move the camera down just a little bit so I can show you the materials that we're going to use to create this. All right, the first thing that you need to do is make sure that you have 3/8 inch ribbon. This ribbon is an Easter printed one. It's got Easter eggs on it with a hint of glitter. So I'm going to use this one. I also have this teal striped ribbon. I thought that would look really cute. I have a purple plaited one that we're going to use, as well as this polka dotted one with a little bit of glitter in it as well. Okay, so I'm going to use 4 different 3/8 ribbon. The next thing you need to have is a needle and thread. The thread needs to be a color that's going to blend in with your ribbon that you chose. So for me, I chose white because it matches the best with the bow that I am creating. You also need to have a hair clip. I buy mine at Hobby Lobby. I have 3 of them here to show you. I'm going to start with my favorite one first. This one is my favorite one. It's an alligator style hair clip, so you pinch it and it opens up like an alligator teeth. I like it because it has these really cool grooves in it, and it just holds in place very well on a kiddo's head. This one is the same style, it's just in a smaller version. So this is like an 1.5 inches, maybe an inch clip, maybe for smaller kids. This one is my least favorite. This one opens up with the squeeze of the latch right here. The reason why I don't care for this, and I don't use it very often unless someone from my Etsy shop, a customer asks me, hey, do you have the clip that squeezes open and shut? If they ask, then I'll use it, but my go-to clip are these ones. The reason why I don't care for this clip so much is because the edges on this is very sharp. It's kind of like a razor whenever you put it on hair. So it slices through the hair. So if you have really thin, not thin, but fine hair, this is going to act like a cut, and it cuts it. And then you get these little weird spiky hair. So I don't recommend these. If they work for you, great, you can use it. If not, these are my go-to ones right here. Okay. All right, the next thing you're going to need is a lighter so that you can heat seal the ends of your ribbon. You are going to need a measuring tape so that you can measure the length of your ribbon. And then the fun part, you get to choose which I guess charm you want to put in the middle of it, or button. These are buttons, and what I end up doing is I cut off the back so that they lay flat on top of the bow. All right, so we have everything. You need a pair of scissors, and then, of course, you need a hot glue gun. Mine is over here plugged in, ready to go. All right, the first thing that you need to do is grab your ribbon, and you need to measure it 7 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it with my finger at 7, and then I'm just going to cut it just like that. And I'm going to set this one off to the side, and then I'm just going to use this one as the guide, and I'm going to do it for the rest of them. So I need a 7-inch of this one. Make sure they're the same length. And then I'm going to cut it. Set that one off to the side so I don't get mixed up. And then I'm going to grab this one, and I am going to measure it up. That there, and this one over there. And grab my last one. All right, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the 7-inch ones in a pile and not get them mixed up with my next one. Okay, my next set I need to cut is for 6-inch. And this one I believe is, I already had it cut, is 6 inches, yeah. So here's one already at 6 inches, the polka dotted one. So I'm gonna pull from the Easter egg print, like that. Measure it, cut it. These are my 6-inch ones. And then I need the plaid one. And then the last one. Almost out of this ribbon. Perfect. Okay, so let's set those off to the side. So I have everything I need right here to make one pinwheel hair bow. And I'm going to make one to match this one, and I'm going to end up sending them both off to my niece in California. So I'm going to look at this bow to see what order I arranged my loops in. Okay, so next go ahead and if you haven't already, get your thread through your needle, have it tied off, because we're going to be using that shortly. My next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my lighter and I'm going to heat seal the ends. You don't hold it on there like super long to where you're melting the ribbon. You're just putting it on there just enough to stop the edges from fraying on you, because you don't want that to show. So you can do 4 and then go sew it, or you can do them all together, which I usually do just to get it out of the way, and then I don't have to mess with it when I get done sewing this one together. Okay, so I just heat sealed all 8 of my ribbons. Okay, I'm going to start with my 7-inch pile first, okay? So I'm going to grab my needle. And then on this bow, I started with the striped one. So what I did is I match up the 2 ends like that, and I fold them together. And I come down here and I put like a small crease in it, just so I can see where the center of the ribbon is. And when you're done doing it, you can kind of see the fold like right there. Okay, so I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go right through the center of that, and then I'm going to pull it through. Make sure you have a really good knot at the bottom, because you don't want to pull it through the ribbon. Okay, so the next one I did was the polka dotted. So I'm going to grab my polka dot. And I'm going to put it right through the middle, oops, of that one. And then you're just going to lay them like kind of like in a X. And then I'm going to grab my purple one, fold it, find the middle, poke my needle right through, oops, and then I'm going to just stack it on. And then my last one, I'm going to fold them together, find my middle, and poke it on, just like that. So now I have all 4 of my ribbons on my thread. All right, so I'm going to start with the first one that I laid down, which for me was the teal striped one. So when you pick it up, you're going to pick it up and you're going to kind of turn it inward so that you have this loop. Okay, you're not just going to pick it up and fold it like that. You're going to turn it inward like that and put your needle through the bottom. I hope you can see that okay. And then you have this loop effect like that. Okay. and then you're gonna just go in order of the way that you have the ribbon laid down. So my next one would be the polka dot. So I'm gonna pick it up and turn it inward like that. I'm not gonna just pick it up and fold it down. I have to pick it up and turn it inward so that I'm basically poking my needle through the wrong side, through the right side, up through the wrong side of the fabric ribbon. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of use my finger to hold them into place. Kind of rotate, and then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to pick it up. Remember, you're not just going to fold it over, you're going to give it a twist. And then you're going to poke it like, I'm going to say about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom where you heat sealed it. Okay, uh-oh. And then I'm going to grab the next one, and I'm going to just do that all the way to the end of this ribbon. Last one. Okay, once you have them all done, I'll show it to you closer. That's what it should look like when you're all done. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my needle and I'm going to run it, poke it through the back and run it through all the ribbon. And then I'm going to push it back through. And I'm only going to do this like 2 or 3 times just to make sure my ribbon stays and it doesn't break. And then I always tie mine into the center, so I'm going to stop right there, and then I'm going to cut my thread, set my needle off to the side, and I am going to tie this right in the center. I'm probably going to do it like 3 or 4 times just to make sure that my ribbon's not going anywhere. Perfect. That's super cute. I love Easter colors. Okay, so there's that one. All done. So we are just going to set this one off to the side. And we are going to repeat and do this exact same thing to the 6-inch one. So I did that one. I believe that's how I had it. That order. So I need a bigger thread for mine, so I'm going to get more thread. Grab my needle. Oh, it's hard to see it then. There we go. Make sure you, oops, pulled it too hard, broke it. It's okay. Make sure you put your knot nice and big, because you don't want it to pull through your ribbon when you're in the middle of sewing your bow together. Okay, so I'm going to start with my teal striped one first. These are the 6-inch ones. I'm going to fold them in half, find the middle, and I'm just going to take my needle and I'm going to find the center of the middle, and I'm going to poke it through and lay it flat on the table. Going to do it again to the polka dotted one. Fold it in half, find the middle. Now these are super fun. You can make these for like every single holiday occasion. or just for fun to match your girls' or your girl pictures for school, first days of school, all that fun stuff. Okay, so there's 3, and then I'm gonna do this one, and then there's 4. Perfect. Okay. Once you have them all done, and they're in the order that you want them, go ahead and pick up the first one. Remember, you got to twist it in. You're not going to just fold it over. You got to give it like a little twist. Wrapped around that. So there's 1. Do it again. 2. 3. You can see my puppy out the window. We just got her. She's running around out there in the back. Do another one. Almost there. You have 3 more left, and then this one is completed. Super fast, you guys. These are so easy to make, and you can make like so many different varieties. There's that. And then the last one. Okay. There you go. All done. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of look, you make sure that, you know, all your loops look good and none of them are smaller than what, smaller than the other. So you kind of want to make it like even. So these look pretty even to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the final stitches in it to hold it all into place. Oops, that one slid a little bit, but that's okay. Fix it. All right. I'm just gonna keep on, whoops, okay. So just like we did that one, I'm gonna sew it probably like 3 or 4 times, just enough to make sure that those ribbons stay just where you want them to stay, okay? And with the top one, I'm going to actually tie it from the bottom because when we stack it to glue them, the tie-off part is going to be hidden together in the center of the bow itself. So I'm going to flip it upside down. I'm going to cut my needle off, put it off to the side, and then I'm going to tie this bow so it doesn't come apart. So I'm going to probably tie it like 3 or 4 times. This is turning out so cute. I love these pastel colors. They're so fun to work with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and look at this, and I'm going to trim off just any of the like long threads from my sewing. Oops, there's something there. Okay, did it. Okay, so knock those off. Okay, let me get the bottom of this one because I don't want that to poke out on the clip. Okay, so now we have our bottom and our top completed. All right, so I'm going to grab my glue stick, my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to put a little, you don't put a ton of glue because, I mean, a little bit will hold this bow. I'm just going to probably put like maybe just about a dime circle. Don't fill it in all the way, just like an outside. And then I'm actually going to match it to how I did this one because I'm going to make it a set and I'm going to send it to my niece in California. So you want to make sure when you put it on that they're kind of staggered a little bit. You don't want the loops right on top of each other. Notice how I put the bottom loop here and then the top loop is just off to the side of it. That way it has a staggered look. And you see all the loops and they don't fall inside each other. Okay, so once we've done that, we can set it down and it's good to go. You might want to let the glue dry just a little bit. Okay, we need to pick what button we want in the center. This pack, I think I got it on clearance like a couple of years ago. That's how long I've had these. And they're not matching, they don't have matching buttons inside. So mine are going to be different. So I'm going to do this speckled one. And then I think I'm going to do maybe this pink one or the yellow one. Let me see. I think we're going to go with this one. This little blue speckled one. Because it matches the speckles in this. This is green and blue speckled. This is just blue on blue. So like I told you before, on the back, this is an actual button. I don't want the loop because if I put it on there, it's going to be wobbly and it's not going to lay flat. So I'm going to take my scissors and because it's just plastic, I'm going to cut that loop off and get it as flat as I possibly can. That way when I lay it down on my bow, it stays put. So I'm going to look and see how I had that. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to take a little bit of my glue and I'm going to put it on the button itself. The reason why I put it on the button and not the fabric is because I don't want it to be too much glue that it goops out onto the outside when I squeeze it, because I'm going to put some really good firm pressure on it because I want it to lay flat. Okay, once you've done that, look, super cute, it's coming together. All right, so once we've done that, we can set it off to the side and we need to get our clip ready. Now, you don't have to line the clip. I do, and the reason why I do is because when you put the metal, hot glue on this metal, and then apply it to the fabric, it doesn't create that good of a bond. It'll hold it for a while, but you're not going to get like a super long-term hold on it. So what I recommend is lining the bow. So I'm going to take my lighter, I'm going to heat seal the end of this ribbon. Notice I haven't cut it yet because I want to fit it to my clip before I cut it. So if you flip your clip over to the where you see the teeth side up, the bottom part of the clip with it upside down. So if I flipped it right side up, it would be the top part, but I'm holding it upside down. So the bottom part right there, I'm going to try to hold it so y'all can see it. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue, just a little bit. Otherwise it's going to pour out the sides and you don't want that. So I put some hot glue there, and then I'm going to put this 3/8, and I'm just using plain white just because it matches my bow. So I'm going to hold it there for a little bit, make sure it holds it, and then I'm going to put a bead of glue right across the top. So I'm going to take it, just don't put too much, because if you put too much, when you go to put the ribbon on top, it's going to ooze out the side, and then you get kind of a messy looking clip. You don't want that. So just enough. So I'm going to rub it on there. That way I know it's nice and stuck on there and glued down. And then now I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to cut it probably a little less than 1/4 of an inch. Hold on, my scissors are getting dull. So I'm going to leave about that much on the edge of the clip. And then I'm going to take my lighter. I'm going to heat seal it. I heat seal all my ribbon. This one you probably didn't have to, but I did it anyway. I'm just so used to doing it that it's just part of the hair bow making. Okay, so I put just enough glue that I'm gonna open it and I'm gonna fold that under just like that. Give it a nice push on it real nice, and then you can close it, and the clamp of the alligator clip actually helps hold it down so that the glue dries really good on it. Okay, so I'm gonna set this off to the side. We're done using that. Okay, so now all we have to do is put the back on, just like this one. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm making this one for my niece, so I'm kind of trying to make them similar. So I think I did about like that. So what you're going to do now, you want to make sure that the direction of the top part of your, whatever design you put in the middle, or ornament or button, whatever, is facing up when you put your clip on. Okay, in the right direction. And most people are right-handed, so I always put the clip on the right-hand side of the bow. Okay, so I put just a bead of glue, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on the back like that, and then I'm going to kind of press it down really hard. It kind of looks like you're like mashing the bow, but I promise it'll pop up just fine. So go ahead and hold it down, probably like at least 10 seconds. You want that glue to bond really nice to your clip. That's like one of the most important parts, because you don't want the hair bow to fall off. Okay. So once you've done that, go ahead and unsquish your loops if you squished them like I did. And then there you go. You're done. Now you have this really cute Easter themed hair bows, or whatever design you chose to do. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below in the comment section. Thank you so much.